on to something special. That table read with Abbott Elementary, I was doing a hallelujah dance. I was like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. This is it, my God. This is what I have been waiting for. Yes. Yes. Like that.
Oh my! And believe me, everything she's saying is the reaction I had, laughing. Because my wife, she was in the kitchen. She kind of like watches the TV, kind of. So then next thing she's sitting next to me watching, right? And so I'm enjoying this. And first of all, I felt you were two of my teachers in high school. That's Linda Traylor. She was my biology teacher, and there's Georgia Nelson. She was my math teacher. They were both people who focused me, who allowed me to sit here in this chair today because of those two teachers. So I felt your character, Barbara, was very relatable from that standpoint because I needed that. I needed that person that, okay, you stop all the silliness. This is who you are. And that's what your character is, defines this role in it. And the beauty of this series, everybody, it's kind of like shot like it's a docu-series. In other words, if it make it seem like a documentary team is following them around in school. So you get a lot of action towards the camera and then a lot of, did I say that in front of the camera? And so that also plays into a fourth wall, and you are the fourth wall that they're talking to, and that really makes for an original concept for us to review this sitcom because I'm pretty sure it's a single camera they're shooting. It's not a multi-camera, it's single camera, right?
No, it's amazing because what Quinta has developed here is something literally brand new.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's not brand new, but it's very different because when we're working, we have a whole ballet going on with the cameras. They're never still. They're not on, not rack and roll.
Right.
They're on sort of scooters with wheels and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a dance that they're doing with each other to make sure that they catch everything. There are some things that they have caught, and I was like, I know they didn't just catch that. And sometimes I see the show and I'm like, oh my God, they're like watching everything.
Yes.
It's like that. And it's been great to be a part of something brand new. And I say this a lot, but Quinta Brunson, when I look at Quinta Brunson, I feel the way I believe Maya Angelou felt when she looked at me. Mm-hmm. Maya Angelou looked at me and said one day, when I hear you speak, Sherryl Lee Ralph, I know it was all worth it.
Yes.
And I felt so, oh my God, it just made me feel so good. And now when I look at Quinta, and here she is writing, creating, producing this show, I look at her. Mm-hmm. And I've been through it with this industry, and I feel it was all worth it. And I'm just so proud of her.
Well, and you should be. Her background, her mom was a teacher, the Quinta. That's the star of the show and the creator. And so she's gaining information from a lifestyle that she grew up around. And then, but it still goes back to the characters that, whether it's the janitor, whether it's the sub teacher.
William Stanford plays the janitor, and he is funny because he's always in the room. Right. And then he says something crazy, and you're like, I forgot he was right there.
Or he knows y'all when y'all in the break room, he can say whatever. Y'all not listening.
Thank you.
I'm going fishing. Nobody goes, what did he say? But exactly. Well, the fun part about it, I'm speaking to Sherryl Lee Ralph, the incredible Sherryl Lee Ralph. I have on my show. We all know her history in television, stage, directing, author. But this show that she's starring in, Abbott Elementary, which airs on ABC on Tuesdays. If you miss it, go to abc.com, go to Hulu. I caught it on Hulu. It's an amazing show from a docuseries style because the cameras, they're sometimes they go, ooh, I didn't know the cameras were there. I didn't really mean to say that. You're going to cut that, right? And then so it captures a lifestyle of, it's a very modern approach. The the principal, the school principal, she actually has a green screen studio in her office. And so that's what I really loved about it. It felt so modern, but it didn't feel forced. And I think that that's important that people hear that, because I had a friend of mine that was saying that they were working on a project, a sitcom project, and they said that the executive came back and said, well, it feels kind of dated. It feels like a traditional sitcom. Well, this is not a traditional sitcom, and I'm just going to let you know that it's a very innovative. It's very modern. It's very sensitive. It also has those dramatic moments, which I like in brilliant sitcoms, where we can laugh through the pain, but then we got the message of the pain. Talk about that.
Thank you. It's so interesting. When I first saw the script, I loved the character of the principal. And I said to Quinta, give me a shot at the principal. And she said, no, absolutely not. We need a queen for Mrs. Howard, and that's you.
Yes.
And she has given me the wonderful task of doing exactly what you just said. I deliver the heart and the message of the show. Last week's episode, when a group of privileged college students come in and they want to fulfill the wish list, and they break into the classroom, and Miss Howard has to say, no, get out.
Yes.
And then to confront young Janine to say, I know my students don't have everything, but my students don't need to know that they don't have everything.
Right.
Let them be happy and enjoy what it is they have.
Right. And that's very true.
Bringing back these expensive gifts? Oh, hell no. No.
Yeah. It's really interesting you say that, because, if you get a slice of my life, and I grew up in the hood, and I grew up 6 sisters, 2 brothers, 2-bedroom shotgun house. That was me. So I go through high school, and I'm going to tell you something, it wasn't until college that I actually used a fork and knife, So when I would eat, and when I eat, my friends would go, why you eat everything with a spoon? Well, that's all I had at the house was a spoon. And so I would cut my meat with a spoon. They go, dude, there's a knife and a fork there. Well, guess what? I didn't know. I didn't have it. So guess what? I was cool with it. And then, of course, I realized, okay, there are other utensils that you can use. That you can use. But that's exactly what you're saying. If you don't know, then you're comfortable with. Guess what? It didn't hurt my growth. It didn't stunt my growth. It was just something I didn't know was available to me, but it didn't stop me from being successful. And that's what I take away from that line. When I saw that moment, it was just a flashback to my life when I was just in college cutting everything with a spoon. I was eating with a spoon. And when I went through the line, I just grabbed a spoon. And because you got a knife and fork over there, I go, okay, no biggie, I'm cool. But
the wonderful point to this is that you were raised in a home that made you feel good about what you had.
Yes.
You did not feel less than.
Yes.
And I love the fact that we were able to say that out loud. You should not be made to feel less than because you don't have as much as others. I tell you, I'm a plain old ordinary middle class child of the 60s kid. And I always thought I was rich.
Right.
Always thought I was rich. Right. I grew up and found out I wasn't rich.
Right.
Parents made me feel good about what I had and where I was in life. And just like you, it did not stop me from reaching for my dreams. It did not deter me from becoming who it was I am still becoming.